This is the Sovol SV06 Plus. Today we're going to unbox it and see how it runs. I'm Ken, the 3D printing surveyor, and this is On the Road 3D Printing.
Waiting for satellites.
Future Ken here. I just want to say that this channel is a work in progress. The last review for the SV06 had a massive audio problem. We got that fixed in this video. Unfortunately, didn't quite get the framing right on this one. So there's a lot of stuff out of frame. That is definitely on my list of things that need to be fixed. I apologize for that. I am always striving to do better, and just didn't get this one right. But I not only had an absolute blast setting everything up, I did a TikTok live while doing it, and it is one of the best lives I have ever been in. I planned on going live here on YouTube also. I did not get the chance. I did not know about the 24-hour requirement. I know about that now, so that is already fixed. And the next time I do one of these, I definitely will have a chance to go live here also. But I appreciate each and every one of you that sticks around and watches as this channel grows. Thank you. And now, back to Paskin. First thing that we have to do is get this big old box open. While we're opening it, thought I'd share some facts. This is basically the exact same printer as the Sovol SV06, only bigger. The SV06 and this are planetary direct drive, capable of getting up to 300 degrees C. Sorry about that, a little bit of a flub. Printing on just about everything you could want to print with, although most will require some type of an enclosure. And there we go. Alrighty, taking off the first piece of foam. We have the very thick manual. I love that. The standard size came with it too. I will go ahead and just leave this up here for a couple of seconds. Give you a chance to pause and read. It is a 300 by 300 by 340. Printing at 150 millimeters per second. The leveling guide, as with the other one, is extremely detailed and will be very helpful. We have a small spool, 200 grams of white. This, I would imagine, is the spool holder and the filament runout sensor that the SV06 does not come with. It does not come with a filament sensor. This is the US plug and all of the other parts and pieces. That is the plug, and I'm assuming spool holder. We will see as we get into the video and into the manual. Oh, what do we have under this one? Okay, so here's where we're starting to see some, besides the size, big differences. This has a much bigger screen, and it is also a touch screen. All of that out of the way. I am still feeling a little bit of weight here. And that is the planetary geared extruder. We're going to move this. Pull this gantry up like so, and we're going to lay it so that it is touching all four corners. I'm going to pull up another piece of foam. This right here is the power supply with what looks like a little bit of fuzz on it. And here comes the big part. Ah. Whew, and there it is. Now we're going to set it up where it's going, and we'll continue the setup from there. So I had intended to show the difference between the SV06 and the SV06 Plus as far as the build plate goes. Unfortunately, my SV06 is currently running a print. So however, this is from another printer. It is the same size though. That is a 20 by 20. That is a 220 by 220 on top of the 310 by 320 from the SV06 Plus. So step one is to assemble the gantry. So I will need the gantry and the 4 5 by 50 bolts and the appropriate hex. So let us go ahead and slide this in like so. Don't worry, I'll speed this next part up. Step two is the power supply. I will need the power supply and 2 of the M4 by 20 bolts. And it just bolts into right here. And next up is the extruder. I need the extruder kit and 3 M5 by 3 bolts. And obviously the hex required. Last time I did this, I lost one, so I'm trying to be very, very careful and do it differently today than I did last time. See if we can not lose one. And obviously I will speed this up again. Okay, and now that's on. Next up is the control box that is, at least on the SV06, was very, very easy to install. And it is the same for the SV06 Plus. Alrighty, up next we have the spool holder that I have already assembled and already have the bolts in it. Interesting note, this has a bearing in it that allows it to slide smoother. I'm curious as to how that's going to work with the printer. But in they go. And that's all for that part. Next up is going to be the bracket and the screen. And our screen is installed. I had to back you up some to be able to get the entire printer in frame. The next part is all about connecting the power and all of the other components. I'm obviously going to speed through this, that way you don't have to listen to me babble to myself. Alrighty, it is almost ready to turn on. Alrighty, First we peel, then we turn on. Okay, well, that is not going as I'd hoped because they put it underneath the plastic. There it is. Fire it up we shall. Something very interesting, that is actually the night option. There is a day option that I know you can't see very well, but it is super bright. First thing that we are going to do is align the Z-axis. Don't worry, I'll speed it up from here. And now we need to auto level it. Everything is leveled. Everything is ready to go. Let's load some filament and start a print. We have everything set up. Filament is loaded. I'm going to select the file and start a print. Enjoy the time lapse. It's done, and it looks absolutely amazing. We ended up having to test the power loss recovery, and you can't even tell where it stopped at. Obviously, I need to work on the offset a little bit, but everything else on this looks really, really good. I am very, very happy with it. Overall, I think this is going to be an absolutely amazing printer. But to be fair, I had the SV06 and it has been working absolutely beautifully for 2 weeks. So we'll see how it goes, but for right now, I'm kind of in love with it. That's all for now. I thank you for watching all the way to the end. You are absolutely amazing. That really does help out all of our creators. I will have a 1-week review up, 1 week from today, obviously. Please consider liking this video, sharing it if you would, and giving a follow. I will talk to you all in a week. I am Ken, the 3D Printing Surveyor, and this is On the Road 3D Printing.
Observation stored.